Nobody checks on a man to see if he's okay. They only check to see if he's useful. This is Epic Thoughts. Boom, 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 boom. Welcome back. The stay away is gone. We are back. It's another episode of Epic Thoughts in the building, y'all. I'm your host, bro. I cannot get away from doing this episode. I cannot get away from doing Epic Thoughts again. We gotta get back. Season 10 is in session. Or is it 9? Yo, I don't even remember. But I know this is either 9 or 10. Man, I know you've been patiently waiting. I've been getting some of your DMs. I've been getting text messages. Yo, what's happening? Is Epic Thoughts, bro? Mental illness is a real thing. But no, for real. Yo, we in the building. We are studioless as the time being. We're looking for a new studio right now. But until then, we will record from my home. I got my FS5 running right now. This is going to go through edit and all that other stuff. So we're going to do Epic Thoughts every week like we used to. And keep going again with your boy Roman. But I could not miss there's so much happening since my last episode, which was back in January. And so it's been about 2 months since we've done an episode of Epic Thoughts. And it's just life has been lifing. Life has been lifing. And felt like I didn't have much to say, but I got something to say today. Shout out to all my partners. Shout out to all the people who've been helping out Epic Thoughts. Shout out to Lightcast, who's been holding it down during the tumultuous time. We've been going through some pretty deep stuff lately. So shout out to all the companies who've been making it worthwhile. And shout out to y'all, man, for who've been patient during this journey and be like, yo, where's the new podcast? Where's the new Epic Thoughts? I need to hear something. Well, I got something to say today, guys. Yo, about almost 48 hours ago. Almost 48 hours. It's been 48 hours since a picture has gone viral of President Trump. If you haven't seen it, we're going to show it. As a matter of fact, we'll show it right now. There's the picture. President Trump posted a AI-made image. You can see that image is AI-made. Of him in a white robe with what looks like a red kind of cover, healing a man. He's got his hand on him, and it's clearly healing with the American flag in the background. A lot of stuff happening. Nurses looking up. And the spectacle behind this is that Trump, in this picture, is assumed that he referenced himself as like a Jesus figure. This has obviously caused a very crazy uproar within the Christian community, for obvious reasons, right? You see the picture and you're like, what the heck is going on here? I wasn't offended because I'm going to tell you why I wasn't offended in just a minute, but CBS News and a couple other news medias reached out to him the last 24 hours asking, did he put the post up? Because, it's so cryptic. We don't know who's running that man's post. Most people think it is him. I was one to believe that it wasn't him. Somebody else had to be running his social media, because there's no way running president should run such a divisive social media page. But again, I'm stupid. He really is posting it. And so he, in fact, confirmed that he did post a picture, which takes my last episode, we talked about the video that he posted, or the picture he posted with the Obamas, or the video with the Obamas as apes. So I made the innocent benefit of the doubt that somebody else may be running his page. Now I got all kinds of stuff on my face because it comes out that he is running his page, because he said that he is. He confirmed through the news channels and the outlets that he did post this picture, and that he didn't see it as him being Jesus, but as a representative of the Red Cross. What? The picture clearly shows that he's wearing a robe. What Red Cross member wears that? What Red Cross member wears a white robe like that? And in 2026, what would make him go, yeah, this is the uniform of the Red Cross. This is what they wear. They wear Bible robes. And he has no medical tools in his hand. He's got his hand on the sick man's head as if to say that he's healing the man. This is obviously his attempt at saying that he's Christ-like, a Christ-like figure. Now, the reason why I'm not offended as many Christians are, because this last campaign, this last run, this last presidency of Trump has been probably one of the worst presidencies that I've ever seen in my life. Okay. This has been a poop screw. This has been, I thought Biden was bad. To me, takes the taco. This is the worst run organization. This is the worst run political campaign that I've ever experienced in my life. For real. Not even campaign, because he's got the job. This is the worst run as presidency I've ever seen. I didn't know that the railings were going to fall off. I didn't know we were going to fall off the railings this bad. We've fallen off to a high level of degree. Starting from the tariffs have just been bad. Like, bad. ICE, the deportation, bad. And in perspective, he still hasn't deported more people than Obama. But the way that this thing is done, it's unraveled this nation. And I have to vote that I got to take my stance and say, this has been one of the worst presidencies that we have seen in a long time. This is horrible. What we're seeing from this man is far gone. And just because, listen, he's done a couple of things right. I don't even know if the Iran war at this point is I don't even think the war on Iran is even legit at this point. I know the people of Iran feel differently, and a lot of you Christian Zionists will come back and say something different, which is okay. I'm willing to have the conversation with you. I'm just talking about from my perspective, from my viewpoint, from what I'm seeing and what I'm experiencing as a person in this country today. This has not been a good presidency. It has not been. Okay. And for me and my family to suffer the way that we've been suffering under this presidency, by far, worst presidency. And I do venture to say that I think it's going to get worse. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I'm not talking about the next 2 years we got to deal with this. I'm talking about the presidency after this, because our governor in California, Gavin Newsom, he's seriously considering running for presidency. And I don't see a world where a Democrat, where the DNC would take any kind of offense to Gavin Newsom taking the reins. That's scary. And for the 49 other states that think this is a good idea, bro, it's not. So I hate to be that negative Nelly, but I can't see it getting better. But this presidency has bad. I thought 2016 Trump was decent. 2016 to 2020 was decent. I think he probably would have did a better job with COVID in 2020. Better job in 21 moving forward. This though, dog, bro, I can't. Still, I don't think Kamala would have did a better job, because I don't think Kamala would have did a job. I think Kamala was just the face of a puppeteer. So let's just put that there. So I don't think that would have been the better route. It just is what it is at this point. This is a very awful presidency. Hey, the man's just, at this point, I had faith. I had hope. I had let's see what happens. And the last 2 years, every time this man's opened his mouth, I'm like, you're an idiot. Oh, you're such an idiot. Everything has just gotten bad. And so when this picture came out, I wasn't offended because I was already done with this man. I was already done with him. I was already finished. I don't think twice about him. You know, I pray for our country every day, but at the end of the day, I was done with this guy as a leader, and I'm ready to move on. I am. I'm seriously ready to move on from this guy. But this picture and this photo is so telling of what kind of person he is. Like, he really feels that he's unstoppable, he's untouchable, and nobody can say nothing negative about him. This is, to the core, narcissism at its finest, right? It's so narcissistic, and he's crossed the border. He's crossed the line with a lot of conservative Republicans. He has crossed a major line for Christian conservative Republicans. They are outraged, and they have every right to be, because this photo that he has shown, is irately devastating, man. It's irate devastating. And then the lie that he makes there, he says, I didn't see it as Jesus. I thought it was, I was representing the Red Cross. No, you weren't. You knew exactly what, because there's nobody in the Red Cross that dressed like that. Okay. I ain't been to the Red Cross in a while. I don't even know if I even been to the Red Cross, but I can tell you right now that nobody in the Red Cross wears that outfit. Nobody at the Red Cross wears that outfit. So I'm just, hey, this is ridiculous. Tell me what you think, man. Leave in the comments, bro. Cause are you done? Like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm so done. And this is from somebody who didn't like the Kamala Project. This is someone who was like, we had this last election. I was stuck between two people I didn't like. Like, I don't like how Donald Trump speaks to people. I don't like how people call him a leader. I don't call him a leader. I call him a manipulator. I call him a narcissist. I call him a dictator. That's what he really is. If you don't do what he wants you to do, instead of lead you through it, he really gets like on his high horse and he starts berating. That's really a problem to me. And how he's handled this situation with so many people and in this season of our lives is really bad. I think the way that ICE has been reflective of that. ICE has literally been little Trump guys who just run into people's houses and pulling out strangers. And this is from Ramon. Okay, for anyone who knows me, I'm a very fair critic, right? I'm very fair. I don't speak out of turn. I don't speak when I don't have all the facts. Even when people say stuff, I research it, I think about it, I process it before I share. And even when it came to like the ICE, I had friends who were telling me this was happening. And I was like, until I started looking at it. And then it started hitting home. Like, I had a homie whose mom was just taken out of her house because she was just there. They were serving a warrant for somebody else. And they were like, well, since we're here, let's check you out. And they took her. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are we doing? And I know the most ignorant statements are going to come. Well, this and that. And if they're really American. But that wasn't the purpose. That's not what he told us they were doing. He told us that they were looking for people who were undocumented, who were breaking the law. That's what he said. He ain't talking about people in the process. He ain't talking about people who's been here 20, 30 years and just not haven't gotten their immigration straight. He didn't say anything like that. He said, we're going after criminals. That's it. We're going after undocumented criminals, and that's all we're doing. And that's not what happened. He did not go after undocumented criminals. He went after undocumented everybody. Mamas, papas, abuelas, abuelitas, people, the homie that's just working hard, trying to take care of his family, living the American dream with 4 or 5 jobs. And they're just snatching him off the street. And then when you try to stand up against them, they'll shoot you. This can't be what we voted for. This can't be. Gas is in California. Well, I'm in California where I'm at now. I was doing a Lyft ride and I had a girl in Connecticut in the car. We drove past a gas station. She said, that can't be your gas price. That's our gas price right now. That's our gas price. Now, partial of that is because of a California situation. Gavin Newsom's and got people all in our pockets. But at the same time, like, we didn't ask for any of this. We didn't ask for eggs to be a car payment. We didn't ask for milk to be a mortgage. We didn't ask that to take out loans to get candy bars. We didn't ask for any of this stuff. This stuff is just happening, and it's happening under this man's watch. This man's watch. You can't blame nobody but this man. And in essence, we can't blame nobody but ourselves because we let the politicking get the best of us. Because we didn't want Kamala. Because we wanted to go back to our Christian values. And let me say this about our Christian values. I have Christian values, and woe to me. And I didn't vote because of this reason. I didn't vote for anyone. I never choose a presidency. I never choose a leader based off Christian values. Because I know that there's a slim chance that candidate can say they're a Christian. They can say they love God. They can say they're a follower of Jesus. But you and I know that many people have used that same lie to get on our side. How many times do you have a plumber come to your house because they said they're a Christian plumber? Or you picked a real estate agent and then there's nothing Christian about the way they do business. They're sideways. They're weird about it. We can't keep getting sucked up into stuff because somebody else says that they're Christian. And listen, I saw just the other day a Christian influencer, and I use Christian very lightly, and I'm using it in quotation marks because they said they were Christian, not me. They said they're Christian. He literally says that he is a Christian influencer that doesn't believe in God. How can you be a Christian anything and not believe in God? Believing in God is the basis of Christianity. So you can't be, he was like, I'm a Christian, but I don't believe in God. I'm not even going to give you the benefit of saying your name. I'm just using your quote. That's your quote. And I'm telling you, you're an idiot. And woe to the people who voted for these people claiming I voted for them because they're Christian like me. When Trump went on The View and talked about dating his daughter, this was back in 2012. Or when he was grabbing girls by the vagina, when he was saying that in 2011. When he was saying things like that, that was very clear. He's not a Christian. He can't be a Christian because there has never been a season in that man's life where he had died to himself. I knew he wasn't a Christian. So for those of you guys who claim that he was Christian, that's why you vote for him. Listen, you fail for identity politics and it's gotten the best of us. And because of that, we're living in this world. Now, again, I think our whole system of picking a president is goofy, right? It can't be, and it's never going to change, but it can't be just this group's best person versus this group's best person. And then there's 6 other groups that have best people that we don't look at because the media only wants to show the Republican and the Democrat. And honestly, at the end, did you even think, I thought this, I remember going to the ballot place and thinking to the polling place and thinking to myself, the best 2 people we have to choose as leadership for our country is Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Bro, ma'am, brother, sister, this has got to change. This can't be the way we do leadership in this country. This can't be the way we do things. This is horrific. This is disgusting on all levels. We can't keep doing things like this. This is a farce. I believe that this is a farce. We should be ashamed of ourselves. We are a laughing joke. We are a running joke to the rest of the world. And I don't see it getting better because I'm just going to be really honest with you. JD Vance. What? What are we talking about? That's going to be the Republican nominee? I hope not. I don't see a world where JD Vance can get the Republican nod. Listen, the guy's okay as a person, but I don't see him with enough spine to run this country. Gavin Newsom's going to sell us to the highest bidder. We're dead in the water. And bro, I cannot trust a JD Vance, Gavin Newsom election. That's going to be a landslide in the other direction. JD Vance has not a chance against Gavin freaking Newsom. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't. I don't trust. I don't trust Gavin Newsom as far as I can throw him. I really don't. But I can tell you this much: he can beat the snot out of JD Vance. I'm laughing because I'm like disturbed. I'm so disturbed. I don't see how we can win in this situation. And we need to win. Like the idea of making America great again, and so there were some black groups and some Democratic company groups, and they were like, "What does that mean? Make America great? Go back to win, bro." 90s it was pretty great, at least for me. 80s was pretty cool, at least for me. Like, people have their personal issues going on, but I'm telling you what, I remember getting my license in 1995. I got my license in 1995 at 18 years old. I had to wait till 18 because I wasn't going to take driver's ed again. That was just not going to work. So my permit had expired. So I had to wait till 18 to get my license. And now it wasn't like I wasn't driving anyways. I was driving anyways. My dad gave me the car and let me drive to school, and I didn't have a license. But when I turned 18, I went and got my license. And when I got my license, I remember right after that, I got my first job. And my first job was working at a medical clinic in Ontario. And I was over there. I would go to work after school 2 hours a day. That was it. And I was a file clerk. So I would do all the filing. So go there after school, drive there in my truck. I had a GMC S15. And I'll go there after school and I'll work my little job, get paid. I think I was getting paid like $8 an hour, which in 95 for an 18-year-old, that's pretty good. I think I was getting 8. Maybe 10. I think I got 10 by the time I left. But I was doing better than most. I remember that. Because minimum wage had to be like 6 or 4 or something like that. And I remember getting gas for my GMC S15. And I remember going to Arco, and my dad would be like, "Don't get Arco in your car, because that got water. That's water." And I went there, and gas was $1.08 a gallon. $1. Sometimes it would drop under, and it was like 98 cents, but it was anywhere between 98 cents to $1.08. And for $20, less than that, I think it was like 17, 18 bucks, my tank get filled. That was a beautiful time. Beautiful time. You know what I'm saying? Like, even some early 2000s had some good times. When I hear Make America Great, I don't hear put blacks in slavery. We ain't going back. We ain't going back to slavery. You could try to put us there. We gonna buck that. That ain't gonna happen. So if Trump was thinking that, he got nothing coming. But I can easily say, we ain't going back there. But if you could get us back to 22, if you get us back to 08, you get us back to 08, I'm straight. You get us back to 08? 08 wasn't that bad, right? I mean, we did have the bubble pop in the housing market, but I wasn't in that. I didn't have a house. I was still trying to pay off student loans. So I was renting. My rent for a 2-bedroom, 900 square foot apartment in Portland, Oregon, at that time in 08, I was in Portland. I paid $800. I think $800 was the max. Everybody thought I was paying high. I was like, nah, man, I got vaulted ceilings. I got a washer and dryer and a fireplace, and I got marble countertop. And I paid $815. I paid $815 in 2008 for a 2-bedroom, 900 square feet, 2 bathrooms, washer and dryer unit inside. I went back to go check that same unit. It's $2,600, bro. $2,600. So you can take us back to 08. But you ain't take us back to nothing. You've took us back to nothing. America is not great in anything. In anything. We still have our freedoms, but our freedoms are choking us now. You've given us freedom in the form of just freedom of expression, and it's killing us. Our kids are dying. You're kidnapping our kids in the name of freedom. We can't call anybody to the carpet without insulting and embarrassing people. We can't have a standard of living without making people feel uncomfortable. We could barely have grades in our high schools. We could barely have grades because it makes kids feel a certain way. This was not, I don't know if this was the plan on any side, but if it was the plan, I'm not signing up for this, dog. So we need a candidate that's strong and willing to say, yo, we're not going to do this again. We're doing things a different way. If your breath stinks, I need to tell you. If your arm is broken, someone should tell you. Like, we can't go along hiding ourselves and not sharing what we think is going on because we're scared to insult people. Like, people, even pastors today, even pastors are afraid to insult people. Listen, the word of God is insulting, bro. It's offensive. It's offensive. It's offensive. It's offensive to non-believers and believers and believers. So I don't know. I can't tell you what we should do because I'm not the guy, and I wish I was. I wish I was the president. I couldn't be president. I couldn't be president. But then again, neither can Trump. I think, like I've said this many times before on the show, a good president brings both sides together. A good president brings the left and the right into the same room. But we can't even be bipartisan. We can't. I have friends who look at me and be like, well, are you a Republican? I'm not a Republican. I'm a libertarian. I've told people this. I'm a libertarian. That's too much like a Republican right now. And you know what? In 2000, I was a lot like a Democrat. Right? It depends on what buttons that they choose to stand on. And in the last 4 elections, the Republicans that I saw that I have more in common with the Republican side as a libertarian than I do the Democrats. Now, that's not to say that, I haven't benefited from a Democrat president. I have. But no one is benefiting from this guy right now. And I think at this point, when he put himself in the Jesus position, we should be done. We should be done with this man. And I don't know what that looks like because we got 2 more years. But I don't want to hear another person defend this man. I don't want to hear another. And I'm going to tell you right now, since Charlie Kirk's passing, the Republican Party has just not looked good to me. They seem to be the most, they look ignorant at times. They say the most stupidest stuff. They do the most stupidest thing. That Super Bowl thing that they pulled was so horrific. They should be ashamed of themselves. And it even adds to my point where I was saying about just because they say we're Christian doesn't mean they're on your side. Bro, they literally gave us Kid Rock and said, this is what y'all look like. This is what Christianity is Kid Rock. You couldn't find a Christian artist? Like, Forrest Frank drops out. Jelly Roll drops out. Obviously, because Forrest Frank was like, there was clearly something not there to make Forrest Frank go, I'm out. There clearly was something there to make Jelly Roll go, I don't want to be part of this. The Republican Party is messing this joint up. And what is happening is they're conscrewing Christianity into their politic, and it's not working. And it's making Christians look really bad. And bro, I'm telling you right now, I said this about the Democrats a long time ago. I told this about the Democrats years ago. When I said it on this show years ago, I said, if the Democrats keep hopping on this LGBTQ platform, if they keep hopping on this platform, and this is going to be the mainframe of their whole existence, they're going to lose people in a massive amount of way. And they did. They did. They don't even have a plan outside of sticking to. And the question is why they go so hard on it. Why do they stay keeping on that plan? There's so many other things that the Democratic Party stands for that they can elevate and just let this LGBTQ go. They are fighting tooth and nail, and they decided to draw the line and go 10 toes down to protect a population that represents 2%. What about the other 98% of us? We need things. We need stuff. We need a leadership team. We need leadership that protects our freedoms and our rights, not just snuffs our freedoms and rights for 2%. They can have health care. I don't care. They can have health care. What? They can have health care? Yeah. They can have Pride Month. I don't care. They can have June. They can have June. Okay? If Disney wants to do it, let them. But don't crush my rights. Don't crush my rights by catering to their rights. We should be able to all have our rights. So I may lose friends. But I didn't have friends to begin with. I may lose followers. But look, as you could tell, and right here in my numbers, I have no friends anyway. I have a lot of followers anyway. We're trying to get to 1 million. We're trying to get to 1 million followers on Epic Thoughts. So like, subscribe, and share. Bro, I had to get, this one was burning in my chest. This was one of those things where I was like, yo, yeah, man, we got to talk about this. This is crazy. And listen, normally our shows are at an hour. Y'all got to forgive me. It took us forever to set this up because of my distraction complex. I have a distraction complex. When there's something I don't want to do that I know I need to do, I start setting up distractions for the team. And so they were trying to get me in here to do the episode, and they were like, "We can do it this way," and I was like, "Oh, I don't want to." And sometimes I have to have the right person. There's certain people who just know how to get me to record the podcast. And so today was one of those days where I was dragging. And so I really don't have anything else to share as of that. But we're going to get this thing edited and get it posted so it plays on time tonight. But man, heritageparkprod.com, the website is still running. We're still here, man. Check out the new singles we got coming out. We got new artists. We have music coming very soon to you. We're working on another script for another pilot, so that's exciting. And we actually have an episode of Superficially Deep that's almost done, in the process of being posted. And there's people who were watching this who did Epic Thoughts who were like, wait, there's another one? Yeah, you shot one more. We didn't remember. So it'll be out pretty soon. We had some issues with our computers, but we actually was able to fix that this weekend. So I'm really excited about that, man. And if you are somebody who wants to join Epic Thoughts or join Heritage Park and be part of something that's growing and believing and making good content for good people, bro, hit me up, man. Let me know what you think, man. But give me the like, give me the subscribe. Let me know that you're there, bro. I love you guys. Take care of yourself. Until next week, we will be here. All right. Peace.